With algebra, there's a few basics that you need to know. The first thing you need to know is how to find the number of terms that you have in an expression. To find out how many terms you have in an expression, you have to remember that your terms are separated by a plus or a minus. So if you look at the expression given, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate terms that are 5 terms that are separated by a plus or a minus. Next thing you need to know how to do is get the degree of an expression. So the degree of an expression is the highest exponent that you have in the entire expression. In this case, it is 4. If your highest exponent is 4, the degree of the expression is 4. The coefficient is the number in front of a variable. So if we take the coefficient of x squared, we will have negative 10. Always remember, if the coefficient is a negative value, you have to include the sign. If it's positive, it is not that necessary. The constant term in an expression is the value that has no variable behind it. In this case, 6. 6 has no variable behind it, so it is a constant value. Next thing we have to look at is like terms. Like terms are terms that have the same variable at the back. So an A and an A, or a B and a B. If they do not have the same variables, they are not like terms and you cannot add them together. So for this example, we have 3A plus 14A. To make it easier to identify your like terms, you can highlight them or use colors on them, or like I do, draw squares and circles around them so you can see the different terms. So 3A plus 14A is 17A. 12B minus 3B is positive 9B. 3C has no other terms that are similar, so it stays the same. It is very important that you know, for like terms, you cannot put A, B, and C together at the end. It has to stop at the separate terms. Only when you multiply, you can put them together. When you're calculating brackets, always remember, the number in front of the bracket has to multiply with everything inside. So you take it piece by piece. 3 times 2A gives you 6A. First one done, then you go to the second one. 3 times positive 9B, positive 3B will give you 9B. If you work with negative outside the bracket and it multiplies in, make sure you check your signs. So negative times a positive is negative. 6 times 4 is 24. X has no partner, so it stays X. Negative times a positive for the next one stays negative. So 6 times 3y is 18y.